Welcome to Vietnam in 60 Seconds, a place where history comes alive, a place where remarkable stories reveal a side of Vietnam the world rarely sees. Today, we explore one of the most fascinating chapters in modern history. Imagine a foreign leader arriving in Moscow and being welcomed not merely as a guest, but as a hero. Crowds gathered, children waved flowers, workers cheered, and wherever he went, people wanted to see him. Why did millions of Soviet citizens admire Ho Chi Minh? And what does that say about Vietnam's standing in the eyes of the world at that time? This is a special story about Ho Chi Minh in the Soviet Union, and this is a story that history has never stopped telling. When Ho Chi Minh visited the Soviet Union in the mid-1950s, he carried something far more powerful than diplomatic status. He carried victory. Just 1 year earlier, Vietnam had defeated France at Dien Bien Phu. For many people around the world, this was not simply a military victory. It was proof that colonial rule could be challenged. For the first time in modern history, a colonized nation had defeated a major European power on the battlefield. Across Asia, Africa, and Latin America, millions saw Vietnam as a symbol of hope, and Ho Chi Minh became the face of that hope. But there was another reason for the warm reception. To many Soviet officials, Ho Chi Minh was not a stranger. Decades earlier, under the name Nguyen I Quoc, he had studied and worked in Moscow. He learned Russian. He participated in international revolutionary movements. He built friendships that lasted for decades. When he returned in the 1950s, many older Soviet comrades did not see a foreign leader. They saw an old friend, a revolutionary from the early days of the movement, now returning as a national hero. What impressed Soviet citizens most was not power, it was simplicity. At a time when world leaders often appeared distant, Ho Chi Minh looked different. A simple khaki suit, a gentle smile, an approachable personality. He spoke easily with workers. He listened to children. He treated ordinary people with respect. Many Soviet citizens described him not as a politician, but as a wise teacher or a beloved grandfather. This human connection created a powerful form of respect that no propaganda campaign could manufacture. Today we often hear the term Global South, but in the late 1950s, few nations had successfully broken free from colonial rule. Vietnam became one of the first examples, and Ho Chi Minh became one of the most recognizable leaders of the developing world. His influence extended far beyond Vietnam. To millions, he represented dignity, independence, and national self-determination. People saw in him a simple but powerful message. Even small nations could shape history. Today, the Soviet Union no longer exists. The Cold War has ended, but the images remain. The crowds, the smiles, the admiration. They remind us that Ho Chi Minh was more than a president. He was more than a revolutionary. He became a symbol that inspired people far beyond his homeland. The people who welcomed him were not simply greeting a leader. They were greeting an idea. The idea that ordinary people, and even small nations, could write their own destiny. And perhaps that is why this story still matters today.